Imagine going to City Hall to obtain a construction permit for renovating your house. The employee who handles your form mentions that the office is swamped with applications, and it could take up to 9 months to process yours. However, she subtly suggests that if you offer her $100, your form will receive top priority. It becomes apparent that she is implying a bribe, an illicit payment to gain preferential treatment. Several questions arise in your mind. Will you yield to the temptation of paying to expedite the process? Would any of your friends or relatives consider doing the same? Curiously, you might not contemplate whether the mere exposure to this request could influence your future ethical decisions. This type of inquiry is what behavioral researchers investigate to understand how corruption spreads. Corruption often starts with small acts of dishonesty, like offering or accepting a bribe. These acts may seem harmless, but they plant the seed of corruption. To investigate the contagious nature of corruption, researchers from Scientific American conducted a captivating study at a university behavioral lab. In this study, participants were invited to play a game on iPads, involving rolling a virtual die for rewards. They were informed that their compensation would be based on the outcomes of multiple rolls. However, they were also given the opportunity to misreport their rolls, potentially earning more money through dishonest behavior. The researchers designed this setup to examine how individuals balance external rewards, such as money, with internal or psychological rewards, like maintaining a sense of moral integrity, when making ethical decisions. Once the participants were told how the game worked and how they could earn money, they were randomly put into 2 groups, low payment and high payment. The high payment group did the same things as the low payment group, but they could earn 10 times more money. Everyone knew about both versions of the game. Then, half of the people in the low payment group were given the choice to pay a $2 bribe so they could switch to the high payment group. The researchers tested a total of 349 individuals, and observed that the group exposed to the idea of a bribe tended to engage in more cheating during the game, compared to those who did not receive such an offer. In another study, the researchers increased the bribe amount to $12, and 82% of participants refused to pay it. Interestingly, even among these seemingly ethical individuals who declined the bribe, the group exposed to the idea of a bribe still demonstrated more dishonesty compared to those who did not encounter such a request. The findings of this research shows that bribery works like a contagious disease. It spreads easily from one person to another, just by being around it. And as time goes on, it becomes even harder to control. This is because the way people behave is influenced by what they see others doing, and what they think is socially acceptable. Even though the bribe requested by the City Hall employee might appear inconsequential or an isolated occurrence, regrettably, a single request for a bribe can have an impact on both the requester and the recipient, amplifying the potential consequences of corruption. A culture of impunity, where wrongdoers face little or no consequences for their actions, is a powerful catalyst for the spread of corruption. When people in power misuse their authority for personal gain, it creates a toxic environment. Others notice and think, if they can do it, why can't I? Perhaps the saddest part is when corruption becomes the norm in a community. When everyone does it, it feels accepted, like a part of everyday life. But all hope is not lost. We have the power to stop corruption in its tracks. If we don't take steps to stop it, corruption can spread without us even realizing it, just like a contagious disease. It can go from one person to another, harming social norms and ethics along the way. And understanding the underlying psychology of bribery could be crucial to tackling the problem. By choosing honesty, reporting corruption, and demanding accountability, we can break the chain of corruption.